Let me tell you what T61's packing here, alright? We got 16.2 Bay, 12.2 Swirsky, gets down to 5.1 concealment, twist and track, 3.7 second reload, 6.5 second torp reaction time. We're talking some fucking muscle. Hey guys, Wooderson here. Today I got to look at the T61 in action on a ranked match on the map Fault Line, which is a new map for us in Season 4 ranked. Now this ranked season I'm playing Destroyers, and T61 is the best at Tier 5, pretty much bar none. So been running a lot of this. So far so good. I think I'm in rank 4 right now with, 75% win rate or something like that. Probably just jinxed it. It'll probably drop like a stone after I said that. But anyway, been quite effective. The reason I'm playing Destroyers is because you gotta have a good Destroyer player or a good Destroyer performance on your team in ranked. If the Destroyer gets eliminated in the first 3 or 5 minutes or whatever, your team's almost certainly going to lose. Your odds of winning are dropping 50% plus at that instance. Need good spotting, you need some good zoning, cap control, all that. So here on Fault Line, doesn't matter if you spawn A or C. Destroyer, I run over here to the flank, capture that, then we get it over to B and contest that one. So that's been working out pretty well for me. Preferably what I'd like the battleships and cruisers to do is play, a mixture around those islands. That island to the directly south of B or directly north of B, depending on which side you're on. I don't see a lot of people playing that one yet. I think that would be quite helpful, to get some flanking shots. Potentially if you move some cruisers over to the east and then started firing into C once I spot these ships upon capturing these bases, that could be quite profitable. Likewise, you can mirror that from the north and play a little bit more to the west if you spawn up there. Either way, Destroyers, or ranked in general, what you're kind of trying to do is first and foremost get the top XP on your team and then win the game, hopefully. Now, usually if you're having a good game, especially as a Destroyer player, you will win the game. But anyway, so we got A wrapped up. B is being captured. We'll see we outspot the Fubuki here. Fubuki is obviously the Japanese destroyer. Typically has pretty dang good concealment. T61, though, we're able to outspot that one. Get some shots in. We have the island blocking between us and the rest of the team. They're not really in a position to spot me, even if I shoot my gun. So despite, as soon as he drops his smoke, we're able to get a shot off. Here we got a cruiser that's decided to charge into the middle here. I don't know if he's trying to prevent them from capturing B or what. He's committing suicide. This is not a good play. You cannot die early in ranked. It doesn't matter what class you are. You need to stay alive, not only to maximize your own XP performance, but it spirals out of control very, very quickly. You go down a ship, 2 ships early. He gone! Fubuki dead and torped him in the smoke. But if you go down those ships early, it's going to be very hard to pull out of that hole. So now, rather than that cruiser killing himself for no reason, we were able to basically stop them from capturing B and then flip it ourselves. And now we're basically going to be in a position to, we want to capture first and foremost, deal some damage from the smoke if possible while our team is spotting for us. But if they fail to start spotting or fail to continue spotting, we can easily disengage from this cloud and start doing it for them. And frankly, that's all we need to really do at this point in time. It's 2-2, but we got the cap advantage, and as long as the enemy doesn't get too out of control here, should be a pretty manageable game at this point in time. I were able to get into a position to kind of launch some torps towards the grab speed. In ranked, domination mode, we're typically using the torps as destroyers to kind of zone out ships from coming into caps. You win domination, and especially ranked games by score, almost always. Capturing the bases, stuff like that. So getting the torps in pretty much on reload to where you would expect any ships to try and push in and contest those caps. That's what you primarily want to be using these torps for. So don't worry about necessarily aiming them exactly perfectly at someone. Especially if you still have enemy destroyers in the area, you kind of want to guess, and twist and track helps with that, of course, but you kind of want to guess where they are, where they're going, put those torps down preemptively, hopefully catch them, kind of like we got the Fubuki earlier, although he was just sitting in smoke. But the same principle applies to them if you're not able to spot them quite yet, but you suspect they're in the area. Just get those torps down, keep them out of the caps. That's how you're going to win these ranked domination mode games. Graph speed pushing in here. We got the German sonar, quite effective pushing in here. I'm kind of hoping, we're still tied in terms of ships, but we do have the cap advantage. But by getting on this cap here, he's going to stop our accumulation of points. So we need to deal with this quicker rather than taking our time. So hoping that this battleship would kind of just push around and deal with him. He can do it much more effectively than I can, considering launching some torps at the Queen Elizabeth here. But again, the sonar is going off, or it's active, so the torps will be detected upon launch, and then we'd be relying on the Queen Elizabeth to be completely oblivious to his surroundings, just staring down his telescope, looking for targets. That would never be an effective play in World of Warships, right? Because, sorry, we'll cut the sarcasm down a notch. I'm pretty sure we end up hitting this guy pretty hard. And again, that's a very, very, very low percentage torp shot. It's almost a wasted salvo if the guy is paying attention at all. Again, these torps are spotted. Even if the guy didn't have his sonar on, I think he would have spotted them just by proximity. But he got on as well for his very negligent play, so I don't feel bad whatsoever for wiping him off the face of the game. Ranked is hard, and if you're a new player, just don't play ranked right now would be my advice. Wait till you get some experience. You'll save your teammates a lot of consternation. Anyway, Grafspy still in the area. We're getting proxy spotted now. It says spotted with an eye icon, but because he's within 2 kilometers of me, I'm within 2 kilometers of him. We're both spotting each other for our team. Looks like the battleship is pushing around, so he's also spotting the Grafspy. We're going to take this opportunity while he torps him and focuses his guns on him. We wait for that battleship to clear because we don't want to hit him with the torps. So we waited until he was about halfway through the aim indicator, get those salvos down, and we got rid of the Grafspy before he could actually kill the battleship, which was kind of an added bonus. But I was perfectly willing to trade the battleship's HP for the Grafspy in that instance, to be perfectly honest. At this point in time, the game is won. You need to recognize that. What follows is a completely a-hole play by me. I mean, it kind of is, it kind of isn't. My intention here is to sail through sea. If I can kill this thing in the torp salvo, fine. But he's backing up right now. I was hoping he was going to continue to back up. I was going to get on the far south end of sea, just sit there, force him to get back into sea, and then that would prevent him from getting on B, which is our key to winning this game. We had a 2-ship lead. It will end up being 2-2 in terms of ships coming up here very shortly. But the Bayern does proceed to come forward now. Now, the torps are almost reloaded, so I don't have a problem launching this, but I should turn away rather than cutting through here this close to this guy. Yes, the closer you can get to them, the more effective those torps are going to be. And again, we do have this juicy 16.2 Otago on here, which makes these torps pop up on the screen right before we hit them. So this is a very, very deadly build in terms of both a gunboat and a torpedo boat setup. But at this point in time, we're going to hit him with some torps. I need to be just sailing back towards B and making sure he doesn't get on there. I'm trying to stay on C as long as possible to slow his accumulation of points down. But this is risky play, and you want to eliminate risky plays from your ranked battle lexicon or playbook or whatever. You can see the secondaries are going off. Secondaries are dangerous to destroyers. You never know what sort of build he's got on. He could have a secondary build, silly axe on his Bayern. He could have HE loaded. He had AP loaded there, but he could have HE loaded, hits you hard with one salvo. All of a sudden you die, and then what if my other ship dies? We're not in the business of relying on our teammates in World of Warships, period. But when it comes to ranked, we really don't want to rely on them unless we got ourselves a division, of course, with people that we know we can trust to make smart, high percentage plays. This is not necessarily that. So very, very risky. I wanted to point that out. I want to drive that point home. We have ways to win this game without being this risky or reckless, I guess would probably be a better way to frame it. Nevertheless, we do now have a very close range torp shot. He could dodge that I think if he turned in, he'd have a better chance of dodging those than turning out. But you can see he is landing damage here, and again, we don't want to be taking damage in a situation where we have the game basically won. Now that we've killed him, yes, the game is 100% unwinnable for red. Okay, so by making this elaborate play here, the 2 torp salvo that we had, or 2 salvos, we ended up killing their best chance to get on B and flip it. But you just never know. I don't think, watching this back, that was really necessary. We could have zoned him out of B with torps. Now he could have gotten in there and even flipped B. I still think we probably would have won on score. But anyway, you gotta be very, very cognizant of the situation. Make sure you're not taking unnecessary chances. Do not chase damage. Yes, this ended up being a high damage game, but that wasn't my intention by going after the Bayern to get a... I don't care about damage. I'd rather have a 0 damage game where I got a lot of spotting damage and 2 or 3 caps as a destroyer player than 122 in a game where I threw it by being aggressive, chasing damage at the end. So be smart about it. Don't do what I did there. I mean, again, it was... The intention was pure, but I don't think it was smart in retrospect. Anyway, that's the end of that game, so might have some more T61 coming up here this week. Potentially, I'm planning on ranking out of this Season 4 with this ship, so might see some more in action. Let me know if you guys are interested in that, otherwise I can come up with something else. But if you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. A lot of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. I do love to hear from you guys. And we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.